Okay, so have you ever, dreamt about striking it rich? Like really hitting the jackpot with your metal detector?
I think anyone who's ever picked up a detector's had that fantasy.
Well, today, we're diving into a story that'll make even the most jaded treasure hunter's jaw drop.
We're talking about the Hand of Faith.
The Hand of Faith?
Yeah, the largest gold nugget ever unearthed with a metal detector.
Wow.
It's a find that redefines Lucky Strike.
It really does.
And it's a story that's as fascinating as the nugget itself.
Yeah, this isn't just some dusty old museum piece either.
Yeah.
This hunk of gold is valued at over $2 million in today's market.
It's incredible.
So today we're going to take you back to 1980s Australia
The 80s.
and introduce you to the family behind this incredible discovery, Kevin and Bep Hillier.
Yeah, it's quite a story.
Now picture this. The Hilliers are living a pretty simple life, traveling Australia in a converted bus
With their 4 kids.
with their 4 kids.
Yeah, just imagine that road trip.
Talk about a family adventure.
Now, Kevin at this time is recovering from back surgery.
Oof, that's rough.
And his doctor actually prescribes long walks as part of his recovery.
So it's almost poetic, isn't it? The very thing he needs to do for his health
Yeah.
ends up leading him to one of the most significant gold discoveries in history.
You really couldn't script it better.
And talk about a twist of fate. Right around this time, a work cover check arrives in the mail,
Oh, wow. Talk about good timing.
and Kevin decides to invest in something that can help him with those long walks.
And maybe unearth some hidden treasures along the way.
He buys a metal detector.
I'm curious, what kind of metal detector was it back then?
In the early 80s, it likely wouldn't have had the fancy features we see now.
Yeah, no digital displays or target ID back then.
No GPS, no pinpoint.
That makes the find even more remarkable.
It really does.
To locate such a massive nugget with the technology available back then, it speaks volumes about Kevin's skill.
And intuition.
And intuition for sure.
But here's where things get really interesting.
Okay, lay it on me.
12 days before stumbling upon the Hand of Faith, Kevin has this vivid dream.
Not just any dream though, right? He dreams about finding a large, unusually shaped rock.
He's convinced it holds significance.
I bet. So he wakes up from this dream and, get this, he actually draws a picture of it.
Wait, are you serious? He documented his premonition. And it turned out to be true.
He even gets a neighbor to sign the drawing as a witness.
Okay, now I'm officially hooked.
Yeah, it's an incredible story.
But before we get to the actual discovery, how accurate was this drawing to the actual Hand of Faith?
Well, the details are a bit fuzzy, but from what I've gathered, the resemblance was uncanny. The drawing captured that distinctive hand-like shape.
Really?
Even some of the nugget's unique contours.
Wow. It's like Kevin's subconscious mind tapped into something.
Yeah, some hidden energy or clue about the gold waiting beneath the surface.
That gives me chills.
It is pretty spooky.
So where does he find this massive nugget? Was it buried deep underground? Did he have to, dig a whole mine shaft to get to it?
Well, this is where the story takes a truly cinematic turn.
Okay.
The Hand of Faith was discovered in bushland of all places, just behind an old school in Wedderburn, Australia. And get ready for this, it wasn't buried deep at all.
Yeah.
This behemoth was only 12 inches below the surface, standing upright.
What? Just casually chilling behind a school.
It's almost as if it was patiently waiting to be unearthed.
Wow. But what were the odds of finding something that big? Especially in an area that had already seen its share of gold rush activity.
I mean, you have to imagine the energy of that era. Thousands of people driven by the dream of striking it rich. The Victorian goldfields were a frenzy of activity. And to think that after all that, this massive nugget remained hidden, waiting for Kevin and his metal detector.
It really makes you wonder how many other treasures are still out there just waiting to be found.
Absolutely. It's one of the things that keeps so many of us going out there, detectors in hand.
It's the thrill of the unknown, right?
Yeah.
That sense of possibility.
Exactly. But let's get back to this incredible find. Just how big are we talking here?
Paint us a picture. I'm imagining something truly awe-inspiring.
Okay, picture this. A gold nugget, heavier than most bowling balls.
No way.
We're talking 875 troy ounces.
What does that translate to in, regular terms?
A whopping 60.6 pounds.
60 pounds.
Imagine unearthing something that massive, that valuable. It must have been a mix of shock, disbelief, and pure elation.
I bet they were speechless. So they found this massive hand-shaped nugget behind a school. What happens next? Do they contact the authorities? Do they try to sell it?
Well, you'll have to wait until part 2 to find out.
Oh, come on. Don't leave us hanging.
But let me just say, the Hand of Faith's journey had only just begun.
Oh boy, I can't wait to hear what happens next.